All right, now let's dive into the Messages tab. So in the Messages, the first thing that you're going to see is drafts. Any unfinished messages that you've been writing but haven't sent out or already scheduled will be found right inside of here. We don't have anything, so of course it's going to be blank for the moment. Of course, we can come right here and create a message from the get-go, or we can come over into the Broadcast tab and pick up a broadcast, either as a drag and drop email builder, which of course is the most popular and easiest to use, or a plain text, which is my secondary backup, because when I don't use pictures or any type of media inside of my message, then I will opt for the simple to read plain text form. I just need underlines, bolds, maybe a little bit of additional text size for a header. And other than that, as long as I can create a hyperlink to my sales page, I'm ready to go. Campaigns are a little different. Campaigns are going to be based on you actually having a follow-up series within the same list. Now, this follow-up series will not be an autoresponder per se, all right, like this follow-up series would be. The campaigns are more or less an instance where you may be talking about, for all this week, for 7 days straight, you're talking about Black Friday specials or deals. So that's a Black Friday campaign. That's not going to be sent out every time someone gets to day 30 within your email list, or on day 1 they get this email. Whereas inside of the follow-up series, right down here, Legacy Follow-Up Series, as it's called now, this will be more or less your autoresponder sequence that I'll be talking about in terms of what's called the SOAP or soap opera sequence. We're trying to get people highly addicted or attracted to your message, your emotional responses as the attractive character. It doesn't have to be you necessarily, but it helps. And whoever this attractive character is that they're looking up to, over the next 5 days through an autoresponder sequence delivered via follow-up messages, you're going to then let them learn more about who you are, where you came from, starting at that height of drama, then filling in more backstory about how you got to that point, where you hit a brick wall, how you overcame that brick wall, what was this epiphany you had, what were all these hidden benefits and all these cool things I'm going to talk about as an autoresponder sequence. So this is where this occurs. And as you add to your autoresponder follow-up sequence, it's going to allow you to choose day 1, day 2, how often do you want to send these off after one another. And all of this is, and really what I want to do is I'll come over here, I will come into the broadcast message for my example list, but I'll actually go over and I'll see my legacy follow-up series, but I'm going to actually use this for my the current list right here. That's what you'll be editing and working inside of. And if I didn't explain that, perfect time is right now, which is when you need to edit a different follow-up sequence. For example, here we have Liberty Aid subscribers. There's going to be a follow-up sequence inside of here. Then all we need to do, there we go, is switch over from that current list. And there you can see, here's all of the drafts I have. I'll show you the campaigns and even the follow-up series or legacy. So here's a couple campaigns that have been sent out. Here's the follow-up series that's normally delivered. Again, it still needs editing, but this is one of them. And if we go in here, we can see what it does. Here we have a legacy follow-up series. Campaign is triggered for all users. And here's a better one, the LA Deception, Debt Deception Crash Course. So for 30 days, they're going to be sent all of these things. So here it's labeled out day 17, UCC presentment. Day 24, In God We Trust, USA Inc. All of these things right here are sent out on a consistent automated basis for 30 days. And then after 30 days, these people have been properly educated, and then they can go into the normal day-to-day contact of hey, here's what I'm talking about today, because you're on level with what we're talking about. So again, this is a crash course. This is a certain follow-up series for people who are out of the loop on what this debt conspiracy is that Jack and Liberty 8 talks about. So you can come inside of here, edit any of these different types of options. You can delete whatever you need to, copy them, send it to a specific list. Say I want to copy this exact email into another list, so I can just do that. Copy into the list. There we go. It's been copied. And again, if I switch over from here, you'll be able to see that when I go into my drafts, this will be one of the drafts that are saved now inside of the example list with that simple point and click. Just have to wait a little bit. There we go. As you can see, we already have two subjects, which is the legacy follow-up series I made, my broadcast email. And the difference between broadcast and automated is broadcast is a one-time, you can schedule it out, but it's not continually happening when people reach certain points. And automation is just like you saw previously, where it's sent out once every day for 30 days the moment that you sign up, so that you can start getting all of these emails on a sequential basis. Then it switches over. If a broadcast email would be something that's like, hey, you may get that automated message and my broadcast email because I just sent this out today to everybody. So, no matter who you are, if you're on my list today, you get that email. If you join it tomorrow, you're never going to see that email ever again. That's what a broadcast is. So broadcasts are valuable. You don't need a lot to make them. I'm going to show you how to write them in about basically 5-10 minutes. When you first start, it may take about 15, but it's not going to take much. Most of your time will be spent on the headline or the subject line of the email, because if the subject line isn't clickable and people aren't clicking in to read your letter, what's the point? You could have nothing written there and it's just the same. So the most that we want to focus in on is the subject line, and that's a big part of the click-through rate that we work on. Now, inside of editing this message, it's very point and click, very easy. If you want to drag and drop a video, just like that, we drag and drop. You want to add an image, boom, just like that. You want to add a headline above that, there we go. So all of these things are very quick, easy, point and click. Here we have an image gallery. I'm going to use something that was recently used by us. There we go. So there I get a headline. I'm putting in an example video. I'm letting people know with these prefixes, hey, I can use their first name if I've collected that already. If I haven't, then I can't do that. But if I have, then I get to use these little prefixes right here. And those types of codes are actually things that are personable by adding it in right here. So if I have their full name, hey, Zach Miller, how you doing? Or hey, Mr. Miller, or hey, Zach, or hey, is your email ZacharyMiller@gmail? Or I wanted to make sure that we got this shipping right. Is this your state, city, and zip, Zach? So that way I'm sending this book, Sales Funnel Secrets, to the right place. So there's different ways and times that you'll use these things, but those are where you use those personalization tags. So I'm just going to add the first name there. Hey, thanks for being a loyal subscriber. We appreciate hearing from you. Let us know if you have any questions. All I'm going to do then is go and save. Now that's done. If I save and exit, boom, we're all set and ready to go. What it's then going to ask me to do, if I want to send this out, I'm just going to come in here. And real quick, I want to quickly edit the subject line. I almost forgot to show you guys where to do that as well before sending out that email. But your subject is just right up here. And that's what you want to save. Spend most of your time editing truly. Like I said, if people aren't editing and clicking on that subject line, there's almost no point in you creating all of this great content inside of it. So here we have send options. You can send a test email to yourself wherever you've registered this Aweber account to. You can add it to a follow-up series if you want to make it an autoresponder. So, you can instantly take a broadcast and make it an autoresponder. It doesn't mean that they're concrete one or the other. You can always take a follow-up series and make it a broadcast so that it's removed completely. So I'm going to schedule a broadcast out, and all I'm going to do here is, if I want to, edit the subject line, new subject. So that's what I'm going to change it. There you go. See in the background, it changed it up. Broadcast archive, I do want to enable that. Do I want people to be able to share? Yes or no? For right now, I'm not going to do that, but if you wanted to, you just edit, click yes. I want this, connect a new message or to connect a new account. Here, I'm just going to post it to these things. There you go. Apply. Okay, who should receive this message? Only the example list subscribers. Maybe I want to add it to more people, so I'm going to be able to include everything that I want here or exclude everything that I want here. So apply to that. So only send to this list, exclude everybody else. When should this message be sent? Immediately. Track these links and email me when these stats are available. So I'm just going to go ahead and send that message out right now. Can't undo this action. I'm just going to click cancel because it actually doesn't make any use because there are no people to actually receive this message. But what you'll end up doing once you send it out is it'll have a little timer saying that it's working to send that message out. Within a few hours and over the coming day, you'll get all of the stats of people that opened the link, clicked through, made a purchase, opened the email and read it, opened the email, clicked through it, opened the email and purchased it, all of those stats. So it takes a little bit of time to update that because, again, there's people who trickle in and read your emails, maybe a day or two later. But once you do see about after 24 hours, that's usually what you can expect almost every time you send out emails, is those types of open and click-through rates. So just keep an eye on that, and that's kind of what daily email messaging is about, is keeping those rates high, the attention span well within line. You don't want to say too much. You want to say 200-300 words worth of material, get people interested, pique their interest. That's all this is about, nothing else. Once you got their interest, boom, send them to the next step, the next thing to do, and that's how you convert people into the sale.